fucking thing.
You messed it up.
Screwed up the whole
You
freaking
blew
thing.
it.
Because I started trying
All
to
that practice. Where's the end? Oh, that's at the end.
Yeah.
Oh. Look forward to the different
Well,
version
the
of the
outro.
song with 3 different notes.
That's the outro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Greetings, salutations, welcome to my own brothers acoustic edition, an intimate affair
In the studio.
in the studio.
It should be called My Own London.
My own London.
Because we're live in downtown London? Is that what you would say? Producer? Downtown London. We're getting 2 big thumbs up.
And we have a special guest this week.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to all.
You might be the Guess Who since we're in London.
We'd like to all introduce you to the one and only London lover.
Wow, senorita, come in. She's
Hi.
back by popular demand.
Wait, you're back here.
I'm back in London by popular demand, and you're back on the podcast by popular demand.
You all may not know, but I wrote the theme music to My Own Brothers, and now you may be saying to yourself, wow, he can play that song that he plays that they play at the beginning.
You might be saying, wow, how did he mess it up so much if he wrote it?
Maybe he didn't write it, he's just an imposter. Well, as you can also see, we are enjoying a fine tea.
I think it's obvious we're in London by the amount of tea you see sitting in front of us. There's literally tea everywhere in London. How many cups of tea do you think you have
I've
a
had
day?
about 4 today already.
Just 4?
Just 4. This is my 5th.
Wow. Oh, okay.
This is
So
my
you have 5. You have more when you go home.
Probably, yeah. One before bed, like a relaxant tea, you know.
I made a discovery that Helen's boots are blue and not black this week.
It's true. Doc Martens are also
Doc
British.
Martens.
Oh yeah,
Dr.
those
Martens.
look black at first glance. But they
So
look
all
close.
of you may have just learned something yourselves.
You know what I'm wondering? If the laptop is sort of blocking the mic a little bit. How do we test that?
We don't. We'd have to stop.
Well, during the commercial break, we'll take a test.
That's a good point.
So
This is a special marathon episode without any commercial break.
Maybe we should do 1 commercial break. And I know how. If you're going to be editing this, are you going to be editing this?
I'll be editing.
Then easily you can add a commercial break. And I think you should put in,
Oh, that's cool.
you know what I mean? It's falling asleep. This is the end of the day.
Do you think it's really making that big of a
London.
difference?
It could, but I don't think it is.
This is, you know, we're in a very high class quality studio, and I'd like to point out we are using none of the fancy equipment.
You might have seen in the intro,
Yeah,
the
you've
microphone, there's a big keyboard back. Let's just give a little tour since we're in the space.
Rumor has it that this is where Bachelor recorded his vocal narration.
Very dirty rumour, but I think it's true.
Huh?
I think your loud voices alone will be fine.
I got
for this.
all kinds of studio equipment.
Yeah, maybe.
This is quite the place we have here. It's a really nice carpet too. As soon as it's one of those rooms, as soon as you come in, it's the sound. You can feel it in your ears, the soundproofing. So
Feel your
why don't you guys just have a nice conversation,
No.
2 lovers,
Why don't you get back
and
here?
I'll just be the cameraman.
so I can just get on with the show.
I got my finger in the lens during the intro too.
I wondered if you did.
I was like, crap.
Did you really?
I'm really screwing this one up.
Garbage. My cough.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
look-
sick, but I have some kind of asthma cough or
I think
something.
you've just got an allergy maybe to the dust or...
Maybe.
A lot of people, you know, that with the pollution in London, perhaps it's that.
Maybe.
Probably we shouldn't be
Maybe
talking
we should have
about it.
Nathan hold that in front of him.
Let me do
So
this.
that he can just be like,
Oh.
hey, don't pick that up my screen. I see.
Sorry.
you bending the screen.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh my God.
This is adorable, Chefid. What an episode we have on our hands.
What did you do?
I'm trying to do
Why can't you
this.
just put it on top? Like this.
Because then it's at an angle. And I can't quite see it. Because it has to be leaning forward.
Oh.
I had a whole thing here.
I can't believe you just ruined this episode by fussing with the camera.
This is what they paid for.
No, put it back the way
If
it
you
was.
gave me your bottle or something small, it wouldn't. Actually,
Two?
I'll do it like this on the cord.
It's gonna fall.
No, it won't.
Yes, eventually it's gonna flex.
No.
Why
It
can't
won't.
you just use the body?
This is actually a really no. Do not touch it.
Yeah, but
it's
the
perfect.
computer's gonna fall.
No, it won't.
Garbage.
Oh, it's perfect.
Delete the whole beginning of
Should we
this
start from
episode.
scratch? Or are we going?
No, we're going.
Okay, we're
this is
going.
it. If Trevor wants to edit it out, he can.
It definitely ruined the flow.
Cut
This
it,
is
cut it after the
neuroses.
tour.
His neuroses. I guarantee that's gonna fall.
$5.
Eventually the wire's gonna start to flex.
It's not gonna fall. $5.
I don't have $5.
A gentleman's bet.
No.
It's just a high five. You have
Sure.
to kiss me on the cheek if you lose, and I'll kiss you on the cheek if I win.
Ah.
No, absolutely not.
Helen has to kiss you 100 times before you wake up.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
so acoustic version, intimate in the studio episode.
So let's talk about our trip we've had. Wait, no, tell us what happened to you just moments ago
I will.
when you went to the bathroom.
Yeah, what happened?
I went to the bathroom and it was kind of fun because I went in there and I just ripped this huge fart. And the guy next door came in and he sat, and so he missed most of that fart. I think he might have heard like the second half of it. Can I sit up or is it like too much?
Yeah, you can sit up. Your head's gone.
Okay, so I can't sit up.
Here, cameraman. Now sit up. Sit up.
It's gonna fall backwards though.
No. It's cutting at your eyebrows. Perfect.
Ooh, is that your
Little
stomach?
burp.
Wow, brewing. So sit down.
I'm listening.
If you need to be in the show.
So,
So
you were letting one
I'd be a
rip.
great
You were
host for Conan O'Brien. Now it's so friendly and
You're
welcoming
yelling
all
at
my
your guests.
You were letting one rip.
I was let a big giant fart rip, and then a guy came in and might have heard part of it. Then I sat down on the toilet and I did like a toilet bowl fart, and he sat down and went.
He was responding to you.
And then I was like, I farted again, and went, and then he farted again, and then
It is a
That
musical
was
building.
Nathan!
It is a
and then
music.
and then my poop thing went. Did a thing and then plop, and then he went plop. It was like
You sure it wasn't
I was
Nathan?
laughing.
Sure wasn't just a really good echo.
No, I was laughing because it was so perfectly like
You guys were having a conversation.
musical.
Anal conversation.
It was like we were doing answer and back, call back, whatever that blues.
He must have been a
term is.
musician.
I couldn't believe
Right?
it. And I was like, "What's going on?" And I started laughing, and I just was like trying not to laugh out loud. And I was like, "This is so funny. This guy must be laughing on the other side too." And then
Did you get to
it
speak
was
face
just
to face?
No, he didn't come out, but I stunk that place up. Not from my farts, but my butthole was a mess because I
Is
had
it
That means it's your farts. If your butthole's a mess, it's from the farts.
no from the poop.
Do you
Yeah.
think it was the KFC you had today?
No.
Oh yes, Sheffield had KFC
Oh yeah,
today.
we ate
Well, hang on. Let me finish my
KFC.
story.
Oh sorry.
And then I
Gotta get
had
ahead of
poop
ourselves.
all over the place. And so I had poop in my center, obviously. I had it on the left cheek, on the right cheek.
Wait, you had poop on your butt cheeks?
Yeah, like sometimes it gets on the side.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
I
you
had
had
it
wiped
left,
the sides.
right, center, and then the top of my crack. Like it was just, and it's just generating the worst anus stink in there because like this that when you smell like a dirty old.
You
man.
get to go home and lay in the same bed with him.
Oh, you're getting in the bath when you get home.
I know, I'm gonna have to
Wash
shower.
down the butthole.
But it was just reeking in that little confined space, and I was thinking like, I smell so beautiful, but yet so disgusting
you
at
have
the
a
same
lot of
time.
Oh, yeah, he has a really nice perfume on.
And I was thinking
today.
maybe the perfume will leave a stronger trace than my feces out of.
I don't think there's any scent stronger than your feces.
So anyway, I had quite a circus in the bathroom today.
What a night.
What a day.
And yes, we did eat a Kentucky Fried Chicken today because today they debuted the vegan chicken sandwich, and I tell you what, it was pretty dang tasty.
Yeah.
I
It was the very first time.
Enjoyed that.
I don't think
sandwich.
America's going to have it for a while, right?
Who knows?
I don't know if
The
they'll
vegan
ever
chicken.
have it. I don't know.
In England, and I guess across all of the UK,
All
at
of the UK.
the KFCs have vegan chicken. And I learned that it's Corn brand.
I
Q-U-O-R-N.
don't know if that's true.
That's
I don't
what
know if it's
we
true.
met. A friend.
We don't know that for sure,
A
though.
friend and a viewer. Some of you might know Ty Davis. She's done some art for me. She's a Londonite. Is that what you say?
Londonite. Nope, but
no,
you do.
but keep going.
A
Londoner?
Londoner.
You can say
She
it.
lived here. She met us there. She's vegan. We ate some Kentucky Fried Vegan Chicken.
Helen had a
And
bite
she
too.
said Helen had some. Did you like it?
I loved it.
Apparently, it's Corn brand. In like America, we use Gardein a lot. Gardeins a vegan chicken. And the Corn brand is like old. That's 2002. It's like one of the first. I think it is the first vegan. It's a vegetarian. It's vegetarian actually. So they're making a vegan brand.
Yeah.
They make
They've
vegan
made it
stuff
vegan
now.
now,
They've
yeah.
made vegan.
Because
stuff
in
for a
America,
while.
corn is usually just
I
vegetarian.
know, but they've made vegan stuff in the past few years.
It's funny that that's what you have for the prop.
But anyhow,
anyways, we had that.
the
and
11
it's pretty
herbs
good.
and spices were present, and it tasted pretty good. That's what the box said.
It
11
was
herbs and
pretty
spices.
spicy in a way, but not like burned.
It
my
wasn't
lips.
spicy. It was just seasoned.
Seasoned. It was really
Yeah,
nice.
that's something I'm not used to. I'm not used to seasoning and salts and peppers and ketchups and stuff.
You like a bit of mayonnaise though.
Oh my god. Freaking London is mayonnaise
Dude,
cafe.
People love
Yeah,
mayonnaise.
chips
She
and
uses
mayonnaise.
mayonnaise with her French fries.
I was always like, yeah,
Ugh.
mayonnaise.
Paul and I went in London to this other place like 2 years ago. That what's it called?
Temple of Satan.
Temple of Satan,
Or Temple of Hack.
aka Mayonnaise Cafe.
AKA Sultan of Satan.
I'm not kidding you. I ate it. There was a pile. Like I could have filled up more than this cup of what I did not eat of mayonnaise. I was eating. I was like, Paul, what do I do? It was all over
Paul
us.
just said, drink it.
And we were squeezing it out. It's just the guy loaded it with mayonnaise. So we had to eat it outside because it was so messy.
Paul probably liked it, right?
Been wearing my
Mayonnaise.
Paul likes sloppy
Birthday
sandwiches.
He's,
so.
he's a bit English, right?
Paul.
No,
Oh,
I don't
he's
think so. He's
Italian.
just Italian in Massachusetts.
Something, Massachusetts.
His brother lives in London now.
Maybe that's
so that
why
counts.
he's into mayonnaise.
We get some good use out of my birthday present from Helen.
Oh yeah.
You bought him those boots?
Yeah. for his
Oh, I didn't
birthday.
know that.
From the vegan store, the vegetarian shoe store in Brighton.
Oh.
We went for his birthday. It rained all day, and then we were like, "Oh, let's get some boots."
You know, we should talk about
Sale.
Javed's outfit because this is the newest amount of
Yes.
clothes he's ever worn. Literally everything you're wearing is brand new.
Nah.
This is as
These
well.
pants,
Well, this shirt's old.
everything you can see on camera. So the boots are from Helen, from August,
I bought these
Birthday present.
brand new.
like 2 weeks ago.
About 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Bought this jacket two
The
days
London
ago.
jacket.
This
Yeah.
London
From-
coat, shirt. What is this?
Both.
Jacket.
White shirt jacket. White
And
jacket.
And then where's
Jared
Was
Pete gave me this for
gifted.
free.
Oh, recently.
Yeah.
You are wearing all new clothes.
Kind
He's
of.
a new man in London.
You're looking pretty fly, Shepard.
Sounds like a,
Helen always says fly.
you're looking pretty fly. So
Did you say
1999.
that? No. I thought that was an American word.
Pretty
no?
fly for a white guy.
Yeah,
Back
that's
That's
what
what I
Offspring.
said last time. Like
1999.
Crappy song.
I thought that was like your lingo.
No, that's not our lingo. That was a really small teacup.
Yeah, I just did it for effect. I got myself a proper
Dignified.
cup.
Oh,
13 minutes.
dignified.
Do you want me to fill it in the
No,
commercial
no,
break?
no.
I
You-
could.
I would love a refill
Yeah,
actually.
see?
There's no
If
commercials. This is a marathon.
Luke Skywalker was just a farm boy until he received a mysterious
Help me,
message
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
to rescue a beautiful princess
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
Too little short for a stormtrooper.
and defend the forces of freedom against the Death Star.
Here they come.
The winner of 7 Academy Awards, the legendary Star Wars. Rated PG. Now playing at a theater near you.
You know what you remind me of? I spent
Your grandma?
two weeks with Helen Al almost, and what you remind me of, since this is a special episode, it should be about you. So you should say some things.
I'll try.
Well, it's about our experience orbiting.
It's hard to get a word in with
It's
us.
very, very hard.
Helen gave me probably the best Christmas I've had in my adult life. It was awesome. We spent time with Yell and your friend Michelle. Huh?
Yell and
Woohoo!
Yell and Michelle.
Only
It
people
rhymed.
with the
Yeah,
names
the people,
ending L
the people with
were
names that rhyme,
invited.
we hang out with. That Christmas, the past week has been amazing, and it's because Helen got everyone so many gifts and made so
Well,
much
she made so many
food.
arrangements. She
Made
had a
stockings.
special dinner
She
for Christmas night. She made a roast. She made all kinds of.
Every
vegetables.
night there has been, every day and
And she
night
made
has
us
been
all
multiple meals
stockings.
every day to eat. Snacks.
Oh yeah, she made these cracker things too. If you
Christmas
Americans
crackers.
don't know, it's like it looks like a big piece of candy basically. It's like a tube with twisted paper on the end, and each person holds.
It looks like
an
a
end,
Tootsie Roll wrap.
And you hold in each end and you tear it, and there's a snapper
pops.
inside. It goes pop. And then there's also a toy and a treat and a paper
And there's
crown.
like a riddle or something
And you
in
wear
there.
the crown and you answer the riddle.
If
the
you ever
joke.
watched A Child's Christmas in Wales, a really good movie that we like, you can see all what they do it and then they do it in Wales in that movie.
There's like a bad joke in there. And
So anyways, eating
Helen
all
probably
this
wrote
food,
down.
it was such good food. Like I don't
Aw.
eat cooked food normally. I eat like cereal and oatmeal and smoothies at home, and I eat a sausage on a fork out of the toaster.
I've
You've seen
seen
that.
you. Yeah,
That's
I've
the
seen
extent
that.
of my food making.
Chaotic.
Besides my bucket of soup, I do make a mean bucket of soups every once in a while. But like, it's crazy how much time and effort you put into. The reason, what I was trying to get to, my original point half an hour ago, was you remind me of the mother from A Christmas Story.
Oh, the frantic mother who's losing her mind most of the time.
Did you know that movie where the kid gets his tongue stuck to the pole?
Oh my god!
So
I'm
in that,
sorry.
have you seen that?
No.
A Christmas Story is an American movie. It's a lot of people have seen it. I'm sure everyone in the audience has actually seen that. The mother in that movie is like cooking and doing all this stuff and making sure everyone's happy, and then she finally sits down to eat, and the husband's like, "Oh, you want to give me this?" And she's like, okay. She gets up. She can't just sit down and relax.
And it's some
So
sort of
you-
narration bit about my
That's
mother
all.
hadn't had a warm meal since like before the
whole-
war. or
Yeah,
something.
like the World War One. You are technically at work right now, and
I
you're
am.
doing this and getting us tea. You're doing 3 jobs
That's true.
in one.
And I'm really worried about the tea being low. I'm thinking.
That's what
how
you're
much-
concerned
Say it
about.
ain't on it.
Not
Go
concerned
out
about
there
losing
and
your job by
spill
dragging
it.
us in here.
You need to
Yeah, at the
relax.
end of the day.
This is the moment for you to relax and
Yeah.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah, with 2 men yelling at you.
No, really
Enjoy the
relaxing.
volume.
Yeah.
Enjoy being stuck between 2 megaphones.
Yeah, basically stuck between 2 megaphones. That's what it is. Well, thank you for the best Christmas
Oh, thank
I've
you,
had in my adult
Nathan.
life.
Thank you for making it the best Christmas I've had.
It was real easy for me to accept your food and gifts, so you don't have to thank me.
It was fun. You know.
I've had a great Christmas too.
getting- Really? Oh, good.
It's funny how we're talking to her, and she still we're not even letting her respond. She don't even.
I did actually. I loved this Christmas. It was the best one in my adult life.
No, it sounds like Nathan said.
Yes,
Yeah, but I said that first before he did.
Oh,
And then he
okay.
heard me
because
say
you're a
it.
natural
Yeah,
born
alright.
caregiver.
Oh,
I think.
try.
Yeah.
Well, I also enjoyed all my. Helen made me a beautiful gift, which I can't actually show you, but she stitched. What do you call it?
Embroidery?
She made an embroidery for me. It's like a beautiful desert scene. And I really
That
like
was
it. And
impressive.
The sun is setting behind
know
like
you
the
embroidered.
mountain. There's like cactus,
I know you embroidered.
aloe, and other kind of desert plants. It's beautiful.
Just beautiful.
What, Helen? What was your favorite part of this Christmas?
I think hanging out with you guys. I think just being together. I really enjoyed the family dinners, just sitting around and playing Pass the Sprout. That was fun.
That was the highlight of the whole trip. That moment, that dinner with you, me, Michelle,
Yeah.
and Seth, and playing those games,
Yeah.
specifically the Sprout game.
Yeah.
I was so happy in that moment. I actually made a moment. I had a moment where I was like, I'm so happy right now.
I like sitting in front
And it
of
was so simple.
Yell's fireplace
Yeah,
too.
that was
That was
really
nice.
nice.
Yell's
And that
house is
view,
really
waking up every
cozy.
morning.
Oh yeah, we had a good view there too.
Yeah.
From the house. It was like an Eric Romer movie, really, if anybody knows. Eric
And then
Romer.
I also really liked coming back to London, and just our New Year's was really great.
That
And,
was really fun.
our fun dinner where we did the names on the head, and yeah, it was just
I
silly
will
and fun.
start crying if we talk about it too much because I miss it so much.
Sorry.
New Year's Eve.
Well, that was fun
so
too.
fun.
We went to the cinema club.
We did so much. We left at like 6 p.m. and didn't come home till 3 a.m. And we just were walking and doing all these things in London. It was last year I had a crappy New Year's Eve, and I remember saying I really want to have a good New Year's Eve next year. And it was amazing.
They
I
have
wish
a
we had
cinema
your
club
friend here,
there
Michelle, too.
where you can rent like books written by like Robert Altman and whatever. And then you can also, they have a little screening room with probably like 25 seats.
Yeah, about that.
And then they have like DVDs and stuff you can rent. And we got like hot chocolate there. And then there was dancing. But they played like 16mm film at this theater of just like random stuff, like bread baking and like a Star Trek episode from the 50s.
And then they had a raffle, and we won.
Oh yeah, Nathan,
we won.
so there was a raffle.
This was weird.
And then we all took numbers, and then after they started passing them out, the guy saw me in the front. Was like, "Oh, this guy," and I picked a number out of the tin, and
it was
I
my
put
number.
Nathan's number. On
So
it.
my own brother won me my prize.
And there was like over like 35 raffle tickets out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
So that was pretty crazy that I picked Nathan's number.
But
Yeah.
that was a fun
Christmas
New Year's
miracle.
Eve. And then a New Year's Day, we had the chili and the
The chili,
cornbread, and then
Helen made
when
this
once-
giant loaf.
I can't believe how much food
Went
I've
to
eaten.
I wouldn't mind having a bite of that cornbread right now, please.
Is there any left over?
Some at home,
It's like
yeah.
a half a
There is.
little bin
There's
left.
loads.
Half a trailer.
Yeah, take someone on the flight with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Oh yeah, I fly to Massachusetts tomorrow. It's coming to the end of my trip.
Do you guys like this intimate lighting?
I think the lighting looks good.
Yeah.
With
I'm
just
saying
the
to
light
the
from over there.
viewers.
Yeah, I got a nice clean wall, clean studio.
Intimate Affair Acoustic Edition.
I hope the audio is okay. We don't have mics in our faces, but it should be
gonna
soundproofed
be
enough
okay.
where it'll sound okay.
It's not going to sound great, but it's going to sound acceptable.
Okay.
This is an on-the-road episode.
Yeah, I think, you can put some out that are a little, rough around
We
the
just
edges
care
and
about the fans, and we want to give them something special.
You could, cut in with some footage from...
Better audio,
London.
footage with better audio.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one commercial break?
I don't know. We have to speak to the producer about that.
What if this were all happening right now? What if Luke Skywalker were fighting against the Death Star and trying to rescue a princess?
Terminator, immediately.
What if you could go with them? Well, you can. Tomorrow at a theater near you. Star Wars, rated PG.
What else should we tell you all? Oh, so we went to France, and in France there's a strike going on. So our first Eurostar got canceled. We had booked,
Eurostar is the train that
Helen
goes
was-
between London and France.
Helen
or
was-
England and France.
Helen was very prepared and prudent and booked the tickets for the train in September, 3 months
Helen
early.
literally sent an email of, here are all the options for your flight from Los Angeles and then to Massachusetts. Didn't have to do anything this whole trip. Since September. I did nothing.
Let
I
me
just
tell you-
showed up.
I
Let me
should
tell
be
you
a travel
something.
agent.
Let me
should
tell you
be
something
there.
interesting.
You should be a mother.
Let me tell you something interesting. Despite all of this preparation and hard work and basically Helen doing all the work and the Eurostar canceled and all this stuff, one of the party members did not make it to.
That was very sad.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
sad.
Our friend Zach from
Our friend
Massachusetts.
Zach got it.
This
got
is-
to the airport.
This is kind of funny, but it's really sad.
He got to the airport and they said, "You don't have a plane ticket, and also your
Sorry.
passport expires in 3 months, so you can't go anyway."
It was
So
double
he
blow.
doubly couldn't come.
Not only if he had bought a new ticket, he couldn't have solved it. He needed a new passport apparently. And I'll tell you what, this is not common knowledge to me. I did not know that your passport had to be more than 6 months before expiring.
I did, because I, last week, before coming here, had to go to the passport office hours before I got on the plane.
But why did you know that?
And the people in line were telling me they had the same situation. There was one family that was leaving that night, so they went there,
And they
were
said
getting their
that they had
passports
them?
that day, and then going back to the airport for all
But
five.
they
of them.
had passports?
And then the other woman
Wow.
said, she goes, "Oh, when I fly home, it will be at the 90-day point, so they're not letting me leave. So I have to get the passport now so I can come back and then go, So
Why
I
don't you
heard
tell
the
Zach?
90 I didn't even think about it, because Zach didn't say,
Zach said my passport expires in March.
I just didn't think about it. I didn't
That was
remember.
3
or-
months away.
Because he was probably on his phone when he was on his phone looking at the message.
Well, he said my
Yeah. He was on his
If
phone.
Zach's telling me his passport expires in March, I'm not thinking about when March is from right this second.
I know,
The
but-
actual dates.
But I figured maybe it would send up a little tick in your brain, like, oh, his passport expires in a few
I
months.
figured he checked and just knew.
I
'Cause
didn't
he's
know that
he's
you
an
had
adult
that.
man.
I didn't know you had that experience.
Yeah. I heard that a lot of people had different situations in that line.
If only Nathan had thought, Zach.
Poor Zach.
If
blah,
only
blah,
I was
blah.
like Helen and planned everything
Yeah,
for
if you had
everybody.
been in line and been
I mean-
Helen, and she heard that, she would have been like, Zach, did you mention your passport expired?
Yeah.
And he would have had plenty of time to go get.
Wow.
So anyway, Zach's not here. Zach just didn't get to come.
He did
After all
not-
that, we tried to get him to go out and
We had
watch the
2 weeks
passport
planned all
and stuff.
across.
So sad.
Couldn't
Europe,
believe it. I
technically.
couldn't believe it. I was so depressed.
That bummed me out big time. I was
mean-
really looking forward to him coming here. It would have been really fun energy because he's just a goofball like us.
It was
But-
hard for me the first day because I had to get my brain into the mode of, okay, Zach is no longer me. The dynamic is going to shift. Hopefully, I can still be in a good mood.
It turned into a different dynamic, which I still enjoyed a lot.
No, it turned out to be great, but at first I had the first 24 hours were a little bit
I
tricky.
know.
Yeah, I was on the plane going.
Just because mentally I was prepared for that dynamic like for Zach to be there, and when Nathan annoys me, I can go talk to Zach. Like, you know, like I don't have to hang out with Nathan all the time because I hang out with Nathan all the time.
Poor Nathan.
And it's not like I don't like him, but like it's not fresh.
Yeah.
It's not as
Yeah,
interesting.
It's
Like,
nice to
same
have
for
the
him,
friend
for
you don't
me.
see very often.
Yeah,
I know he feels the same way too.
So-
And like we see, I mean, you see Seth quite often, so it is these three a lot. Michelle helped mix it up.
Yeah, that was good.
Michelle was a good mix because she was a new person. Seth, they know her obviously, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I
Helen
know her for
does.
years,
Seth's met her a
so-
few times. I got to know her on this trip, and she was really cool. And now I'm sad that
So-
she left today, and I'm leaving tomorrow.
So there's another interesting turn of events in this Christmas trip. Zach didn't show up. Then the Eurostar canceled, so Helen had to rush and get us tickets home the next day. So we had to stay in Paris an extra day.
That was fun. I'm glad we
That
stayed
was
in
quite
Paris.
nice. Yeah, that
it was
was-
nice to be in Paris at least one night.
Never
Yeah.
been to Chinatown in Paris either.
Yeah, that's yeah.
That was cool.
So we did lots of like.
We got to
hot
feel-
chocolate and-
Some real cold that night.
It was cold in Paris. It was colder in Paris than it was in North France.
I'm surprised it wasn't colder in North France because it's on the ocean. We stayed on the ocean cliffs.
Yeah.
It's warm.
Because the sea air
I think-
is more.
I think early in January, February, it gets really cold though. I think
Yeah,
it does
maybe
switch.
further out.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that happened, and we rented a car, and when we brought it back, they told us there wasn't enough gas in the car, but we brought it back exactly.
This is a detail that no one's asking
No,
for, but
it's not.
Chepin was obsessed with.
I'm just giving him the blow by blow.
That's not the boy. Why don't you tell him that we parked in space 224?
because this is interesting.
I think it was 369.
Basically, they tried to rip him off and get $71 extra out of him, and he had to say, no.
But I'm still.
Are you still
in the waiting
fighting
period.
that?
We're waiting to hear. So by the time you see this episode, we may have found out. Write to the PO box if you care to know.
Or donate to Chepin's Patreon to get him $71 in case he has to pay that fee. If you like these episodes, support Chepin on Patreon.
Thanks for supporting us. If you are a supporter of Patreon.
Yeah, you guys paid our bills all last year. So look forward to doing it again.
So what else did we do while we were here? So we went to this vegan roast place. What's that place called? Armish Arms?
Yeah, that's not relevant.
What? Where?
When we didn't get, well, they
I have a
didn't
complaint to file.
Where?
That place we went to go get the roast and then they didn't
I
give it.
don't have any memory of
What's the name
this.
of that place? Armish Arms?
Amish and Arms.
I don't remember this.
She's
at all.
not going to tell me because she doesn't want me to badmouth them. There's a vegan...
Well,
There's
we
a,
Oh god, this is another thing he was ripping and raging about that night.
So-
But then we went to another place that was just as cool, if not cooler.
It-
what's
it
the
was
name of that
way-
place? Armish Arms?
I got something I should tell them about my very first thing.
Wait a minute! I'm telling a
Was
story!
it you?
I drank a Guinness beer for the first time in my life
That's
in
cool.
London
That was
with
cool.
someone that these other people might recognize, but I won't mention who it is.
Who's that? Oh, yeah.
They probably heard that.
I was like, because Michelle had a Guinness that night when we went to the other place that Cheffin didn't want to go to originally. She got a Guinness, and I was like, I tried a sip, and oh my god, was it bad. So then I got one for myself just to tell her I drank one. I took a picture of it because I wanted to look cool in front
Did
of
you
her.
like it?
I sure didn't. It wasn't
Did you
good.
finish it?
In any, no, I drank half of it.
Oh.
So I drank half a pint. That's pretty big, a
Was
pint.
it a pint or half pint?
I drank a half of a full pint.
Did you order half a pint?
I ordered a pint.
Oh, you should just ask for half.
I wanted to say I drank a pint, and I couldn't
Oh.
do it. I got down below where it says Guinness on the cup. I had to drink
It's quite high.
so much water to get it down. I knew you'd say that, but it's wider at the top, and then below the sign
Yeah.
it starts getting narrow.
Right at the
Nathan's experience with alcohol is, how can I drink this so that I can't taste it? I just
Because
want to
alcohol
get drunk.
tastes so bad. Because that is it. I'm going through my 20s right now. I'm going through
That's true.
the experimentation and the it feels kind of neat to feel woozy. It's like it's gonna wear off someday, and I won't care anymore.
If this worked, I could play it electric.
So, anyways, I had no joy, but it did make me feel kind of tipsy for just one cup of stuff.
It's strong stuff.
And normally I have to have like 4 things of rum to feel anything. That is
Yeah.
funny how it's.
You had a lot of rum this holiday, especially in France,
All right,
London.
and not as much wine as you ladies had.
That's something to mention. Christmas Eve at Julie's.
Oh yeah, John Francois and Julie.
So wait a minute now.
He's not getting to complain about his complaint.
We went to this place called Lewisham Arms or Armisham Arms. It's a pub, and they do like a vegan roast every Sunday.
Tell him what a roast is, because I had no idea what a roast
It's like
is.
mashed potato.
So it's basically a Sunday dinner, or which we'd have it in the UK. It's what you have for Thanksgiving. So you've got the meat, or the vegan meat, or whatever it'd be, a pie, and
The
then
roast.
you get roast potatoes, carrots, maybe some Brussels sprouts, peas, Yorkshire pudding,
Pudding, which is not pudding, it's bread.
Yeah, so don't be
and
deceived.
a
Don't be
lovely
deceived.
Vegan gravy.
It also,
gravy, but
I'll tell you,
also
the whole title is
parsnips.
deceiving too, because it's called a roast, and in America, a roast is a turkey or a chicken. And that is.
But
a
they
roast.
roast the roast.
Yeah.
The piece of
Normally,
meat is
if
the
it's-
roast.
if it's-
But they call the whole plate of food
They
a
don't know
roast.
Vegan,
how to
veggie.
speak. But
They're calling the carrots
so we
and
went to this
potatoes a roast
place.
too.
This is the
They're
third
roasted.
time or the second
A
time?
roasted. It should be called a roasted assortment of food.
This is the second time it's happened? This is the third time, maybe? I don't know, second or third time.
Doesn't matter.
Every time we go in there, they say, we got the thing 1 to 7, or was it 1 to 7?
1 till 7.
1 to 7. Helen and I went in there last time. Like, oh, we ran out. So I was like, okay, that's understandable. Like, you ran out. Then we went back this other time, and they're like, oh, it wasn't busy enough, so we're not going to sell you any roasts. And so then I was like annoyed because on their website it says till 7. We got there at 6 o'clock, so it was an hour before they ran out. And then it was 5.
We were there like
It
15
was like
minutes
maybe
before they
5:30.
stopped.
Yeah.
No. It went
Yeah.
till 7.
Oh, maybe it was an hour then?
We were there an hour and a half before it ended. And then the person working at the restaurant said that the cook was there in the kitchen, but he didn't want to cook anymore because it was too slow.
That is a very valid point. We're not the US where everyone has to.
But that's like
No,
going
he's got
But
to
you
a
should not-
restaurant and
he's
saying,
not- But you
I'm not in
can't-
the mood
but
anymore.
They advertised 1 to 7.
If it's advertised, you have to follow through.
If I'm driving down the road and the speed limit says 55 miles an hour and I go 55, the cop pulls me over and says, I'd rather you went 45, I'm giving you a ticket. That's not fair.
Okay, so it's not fair that they didn't have the roast for Sheffield.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It is a little bit annoying.
So,
they don't stick to what they
I'm
advertise.
banning this
We're
restaurant.
going on Sunday.
I'm never going back there again, and I'm going to write my second Yelp review of my life. The first one was for Doomy's. What was that place?
Doomy's?
No, Monty's.
Oh.
Monty's Vegan Burgers. The only time I ever wrote a Yelp review of my life was for Monty's Burgers.
When we went recently?
No, first time me and Paul went there. I wrote a negative review.
Really?
Because it was this big, and you pay full price, and also the owner
hamburger?
was like trying to brag about a musician who like shopped at his restaurant. It was just really embarrassing.
When you were there, he was there?
He was in line. He's trying to. He's like this guy who owns the restaurant. He was trying to sound. He was like humble bragging. It was just really embarrassing. So I banned that place, and now I'm banning Almerson Arms or whatever the heck this place is called for their roast, which is a shame because they do all vegan stuff. But because they were mean to me, I'm banning them.
Have you ever written a good review for any
And I'm
place?
going to write a bad review for them because it's not fair that they should say, we have this thing from this to this, and every time I've gone in there 2 or 3 times, they just say they just don't want to do it. It's not because they don't have it, it's because they don't want to. So it's not fair.
It's annoying, yes, for sure.
Should we move on?
Ban!
Helen wants to move on.
This is what my life's about.
Oh.
Filing a complaint.
I guess this is the place for him to
Or
complain.
what did they say? Logic and complaint? What did they say in Monty Python?
Logic and
I'd like
Well, we should take a tea time break
Yes.
to get some refills on tea.
Yes.
Or we just end it and go drink tea.
Why
do that.
are we taking a
I've got a
break?
bit of a headache now.
Because Helen's got to rest
Wait
her
a
head
minute.
from all
We
this
have to end this
volume.
on a positive note.
Okay, have you got
After my complaint.
have you got a
I'm a happy guy. I love my life, and I love the things that happen to me, and I love my girlfriend. I love being here in London. I love Christmas. I love making my movie.
I'm here
I love
alone.
Nathan.
Oh, wow. That's the first time he said that.
That is so cute.
I love this new shirt thing.
Shirt thing.
I love
Oh,
cereal.
he also got, today we went to his favorite fragrance place in the world, Le Labo, and I rubbed a bunch of cream on my hands. Le Labo.
Do I smell like
And
this still?
he Chevy got as many free sprays as he could, that's for sure. He was in there, and as he's talking to the girl behind him, he's going like this, and he's like spraying the stuff so she can't see how many times he's squirting it all over himself. Soaking, it's like, I was like, Trevor, you're gonna stink. And then he came back again and did more. It's
I
like,
did about 15 sprays.
15, that's so much to spray on
I
yourself.
get 24 hours worth.
Oh god.
That's what you do. The stuff is, tell him how much that bottle was.
That bottle, I think, is
We looked at the
600.
price. I couldn't believe $600.
6.
And the bottle's like, it's like this big.
Wow.
It's not that
It's
big.
100. It's 100 milliliters.
Well, you probably
100
spent about
milliliters.
50 quid on
It's
your
not as big as this
sprays.
teacup, that's for sure. And it's
No.
$600. And then the small one, which is like a vial, is like $150.
Yeah. Maybe
Crazy.
it's 300.
Sure does smell good.
It's either 300 or 600, and one of them is 1,000. The big bottle.
Can you
is
smell my
1,000.
hand?
Yeah, lovely.
This is Jasmine. 13. I think it's 13. Jasmine. I love jasmine.
Well,
Night blooming jasmine's my favorite.
here's a
scent
professional.
anywhere.
Here's a professional update for all the viewers. I will be returning back to America in a short-ish amount of time. I'd like to be here a little bit longer, but anyway, I will be making a short film with. Should I say who I'm going with?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
My friend Charlene E and I are making a short film. So
Hasn't she been on this show?
no.
Yeah. She comes in and she
Yeah,
does
she
this.
just bangs.
She walks across the couch and plays the saxophone.
You wanna see it, right?
And then walks out.
Yeah.
And then she leaves. Those are her cameos.
So
Love it.
there's that to look forward to in my professional
Yeah,
life.
look forward to Trevor's new short film.
I'm having quite a heavy dose of stress and anxiety thinking about acting in this because I don't really want to act in it because I don't think I'm a very good actor. But I'm
You
going to
acted in your whole full feature film, which you
Didn't
just
want to
finished.
do that either.
Trevor just finished his feature film. I don't know if we've talked about that yet on an episode of the show. We talked about it in the live streams, but Trevor's feature film is done and it's being musically scored.
Shot the
right
very
now.
last scene with Ember Knight. Was
The day
final
before he
scene.
left for London.
So that's all done, and now my friend Alex is making the music.
Everyone should look up Ember Knight. She's an actor friend of ours in LA. She's a real kooky lady.
And
She's a
then-
good actor.
Once the music's done, we will master it and color grade it, and then it'll be done. And we'll be making this short film with me and Charlene, which we hope to turn into a feature. So, staying busy.
Very proud.
Should we talk about my ex-girlfriend now?
Which ex-girlfriend?
Who probably may have...
May have graced this room.
No.
I only say it to stress her out.
She's probably
I'm
turning
already
red right
stressed.
now.
My
But
head is about to explode from all the shouting.
Oh, you wanted to be here.
I was happy to stand over there and just watch.
produce.
Yeah, and just produce.
Oh, if we come and do another
My
episode,
dream
you can
is
be
that-
far away out of this room.
My dream is that Helen will become mine and maybe Nathan's producer of the films because I think she would be so great at that. And it'd be a great
She's the
working
most
partnership.
organized human being I've ever met. I'm
And
not
also, she
exaggerating.
would want to do a little bit of catering on the side,
and there's the
apparently.
catering. That's
Her
all
food,
interesting.
your food is so good.
So, you know
I
how-
can't say that in front of my mom, but man, your food is real
Mom
good.
doesn't watch these, I don't
But
think.
you know, people say always like slag off English food. It's not true.
That's
I've
true.
never heard that.
Oh, you have
People talk that it's
People
pretty bland or
People
whatever.
say that English food is just so terrible.
I don't know. It's the best home cooked meals I've ever had in my life. Like,
But
there's
you know
so
what?
much
We were in
English
France,
stuff.
and our French friends were saying, like, I love English food. It
Yeah,
smells so good.
I was really surprised. It's
And
French in particular.
He was
like-
saying that he's like,
they
English
love
is known for
theirs.
bad food. He's like, but it always is one of the best.
Yeah, Julie's cookies were really good.
Oh, she's great. Yeah.
Those cookies were awesome.
I was snacking on those.
I like how
cookies a ton of
organized she
times.
makes them. It looks like,
Me
like
and Julie
a
should
music
just
video.
like live together and make each
Yeah.
other.
I love their
food.
house.
Their house is awesome.
Yeah, it's so good.
We
They-
could live in that house after you become the producer of the films, and we can
That's
all
true.
just have a
would
beautiful
they
house
live?
together.
Her
So-
studio's
No,
cool
not their house,
too.
but a house
Oh,
just
I
like
see.
it. Yeah.
I was working in their studio. This is the second studio I've been in on this trip.
Yeah.
I was working in the Yell
European
studio
studios.
recently, making some jams. Oh, that was nice. I missed that whole trip.
What other highlights were there to speak of on this trip?
It's been the best Christmas I've ever had.
Do you remember the message in the bottle?
Oh, I sent a message in a bottle
That was
out in the
cool.
French beach. I wrote it in French, and
Je suis, je
American.
m'appelle Nathan.
I said,
Je suis
I'm from America.
American.
I live in California. I don't
That's it.
speak French. I'm 38 years old.
But I actually.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said,
Eight.
Joyeux Noel, Merry Christmas. And then I wrote my name, so if they want to look me up, maybe they can send me an
you did,
Instagram
you
message.
should
I wrote my
put- you
name.
should
I
put
should have
your
put
email or
at Nathan
something.
Barnett or
That'll
something,
be
and then
fun.
they'd find me. But
Yeah.
maybe they'll just think to look up Nathan Barnett.
Maybe, or they'll just send you over to the cops because it's
The
it's
cops.
Because it's technically
it's
littering, yeah.
and it's
Send
not
you
good.
But it's
over to
romantic
the cops.
littering, so I think it
Yeah.
passes, especially in France. Everything's
I
romantic.
loved riding that Eurostar because I kind of felt like I was in a Polar Express. And when she and I went to France, it was so fun because it was like
fun.
super full train. There was like baggage stuffed
No,
in.
we were just like, let's get us
And
there.
it felt like nice,
Yeah.
like taking the
That-
train
It was like
there.
going.
It was
Was
awesome.
it nighttime?
It was daytime.
It was daytime.
And I liked it because a lady rested her head upon my shoulder on that train.
A lady
Yeah,
rest.
she must have been accidental. She must have just fallen over.
I farted and it
A
knocked
lady,
her out.
a lady alloweth me to resteth my head uponeth her lap
Oh yeah, that's right.
on that trip, and we had all kinds of pastries and goodies.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, and my mom made some
They
amazing
were
cookies
Oh, is
that
right?
we all ate.
4 bags.
We
And
ate that
that
for
was
our
a
lunch.
that was a
that day we
good.
drove.
I'm glad we brought those because we
Lunch and
ate
dinner.
all of those for a long time. My mom sent us. I had to. It filled half my luggage. My mom's cookies. She's like, bring them. Everyone needs to eat them in Europe.
So cute.
I had them in California. I lugged them to the airport, all across the freaking world, so we could eat them, and it was worth it because they were really good.
Yeah.
I forget why I had some point to after that, but yeah, we had so
Food.
much food
We
this
had,
trip.
I was just talking about food on the train. I liked riding Eurostar. That was a cozy experience. I'm also reading a book that was loaned to me from Tom. Robert Rodriguez's A Rebel Without a Crew.
Oh yeah.
I kind of think it should be A Rebel Without a Clue because like he was just starting out and stuff.
Oh.
Anyway, it's a good book. So I was reading that book and it felt nice and it reminds me of filmmaking and I can actually relate. So if anybody else out there is looking for a filmmaking book, you should read that book because it's cool. He basically has little journal entries and he takes you through like his whole conception, pre-production, how he raised the money and like shooting it and then what comes after the shooting and like all the Hollywood stuff. It's interesting. I guess Helen's kind of like,
It's cute.
I'm falling asleep.
Well,
It's this room. I think it's the lighting.
yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
I feel like I could just like
quiet.
if you guys
The
got
lights are
off.
going.
of-
No, the lights are all shutting off in the rest
Oh,
of the
yeah, I
building.
probably should.
Well, we've had a beautiful trip. It's not over yet, but I wanted to give you all a special episode from Europe, London town. Yeah,
41 minutes.
That's good.
Excellent.
Well, thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Does anybody else have any closing thoughts?
Merry Christmas.
I just want
Happy
to say
holidays.
what a great time I've had with you guys. It's been the best Christmas and New Year ever. Couldn't have done it without you.
Really?
Yeah, don't go.
Okay.
Just
Alright.
stay.
Oh.
He's staying.
He's staying.
He's still here
See
for
you
a while.
Well,
Happy New
thanks
Year,
to
everybody.
Helen for a beautiful, wonderful holiday season.
No.
Happy New Year.
I said that at one point at dinner. I was like, this trip wouldn't really be anything if Helen didn't do any of this stuff. So you were the whole trip.
No, we all made the trip.
The nucleus.
all
We
added-
consumed all of your
I mean,
stuff.
We laughed at you a lot, Nathan.
Yeah.
With you.
Yeah, with me. Yeah, with me. That's true. I guess I did something.
And also you
I what?
He drove us
lit a
around.
lot of fires.
He drove us all
Oh,
around.
that's the other
France.
thing. We've been having tons of cozy fires. Helen has a fireplace at her place.
Yeah.
We've been burning lots of candlelight dinners.
Lot of candlelight.
And then
Mhm.
at Helen's house, we've been having fires at her fireplace. So cozy. So nice. It's going to be painful going back.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to.
Back to
You
Tom.
can stay.
Back to Tom. Oh, God. Who knows what a mess he's made of my toilet by the time I get home.
You should
I
play
guess I should say our toilet.
All right. Let's
All right, let's close out the show.
Serenade
Thanks for
us.
joining us, everybody. I hope you tune in
Serenade
next
your
time.
London lover.
And I guess that's all I have to say.
Oh, didn't go away.
See ya.